Hello viewers. So in today's short video, we are going to deal with the analysis of doubly reinforced beam section that we designed in the last short video. So this is the data that we can retrieve from the design. The beam has dimensions 230 mm by 600 mm overall depth. 80 mm is the distance up to the centroid of the spacer bar. Therefore, effective depth is 520 mm. Effective cover to the compression steel is 40 mm. We have provided 2 bars of 16 mm phi and 1 bar of 10 mm phi as a compression steel and 5 bars of 20 mm phi as tension steel. The grade of steel and concrete that are used are Fe415 and M20 respectively. In addition to this, if we refer to stress strain curve of Fe415 given on page number 70 of IS 456, we can write down the values of strains and stresses in this format. So look at the strain is varying from 0.0019 up to 0.0038 and the value of stress is varying from zero point 0.7 Fy to 0.87 Fy. This table is going to be useful to us in analysis of doubly reinforced section. The first thing that I do is I assume the section is under reinforced. Section is under reinforced. If section is under reinforced, at failure, the tension steel is going to be stressed to the value 0.87 Fy, and therefore I can straight away write down the value of tensile force Tu equal to 0.87 into Fy, which is 415 in this case, into area of steel, which is 5 bars of 20 mm phi. 20 mm phi bar has an area of 314 mm square. So therefore 5 bars will have area 5 into 314. So this value turns out to be 56, 68, 48.5 Newton. So the value of ultimate tensile force that tension steel can provide is 566.84 kilonewton. The next thing that we do is we try to locate the position of neutral axis. So in order to locate the position of neutral axis, I will have to equate Tu and Cu. So Tu is equal to Cu. So if I were to equate Cu derives the contributions from concrete and compression steel. So I will have to write Cu equal to Cu1 plus Cu2. And we know that Cu1 is the contribution from concrete. And if the section is under reinforced, I can very well write this as 0.36 FCK B XU. Mind you, I am not writing XUB because we are not sure whether the neutral axis is at the location of neutral axis for balance section or not. As we have assumed it under reinforced, we will simply write it as XU. Now, by provision of compression steel, we are removing some area of concrete and that is being replaced by the area of steel. Therefore, this Cu1 in fact is the overestimation of compressive force given by concrete, but we will take care of that in writing the expression for Cu2. So how do we write the expression for Cu2? Cu2 is written as stress in steel minus FC, which is stress in concrete at the level of compression steel, multiplied by area of compression steel, ASC. We have discussed this expression in this video. So now we have the values of Cu1 and Cu. The problem here is we don't know the value of FSC, that is stress in compression steel. So this process is going to be iterative process. So we begin with iteration 1. I call it as I1. In iteration 1, I will assume the value of FSC to be equal to maximum possible value of FSC, which is equal to 0.87 Fy. Once FSC is known, I can write down Tu, which is equal to 566,848.5. This will be equal to Cu. Cu is Cu1 plus Cu is Cu1 plus Cu2, which is equal to 0.36 into FCK, which is 20, multiplied by B, which is 230, multiplied by XU, which is the unknown to be evaluated, plus FSC is 0.87 Fy, that is 0.87 into 415, minus, we have discussed that this FC is going to be equal to 0.446 FCK. So I will write down that 0.446 into 20 into area of compression steel. So area of 1 bar of 16 mm Phi is 201 and area of 1 bar of 10 mm Phi is 78. So we have already calculated this area as 480 mm square. So I will multiply this by 480. As can be seen, only unknown in this equation is XU, and I can evaluate that XU. XU turns out to be 240.23 mm. Now let us calculate the position of neutral axis at failure if this section would have been designed as balanced section. So XUB is equal to KUB multiplied by effective depth, which is equal to 520 mm. We know that for Fe415 steel, the value of KUB is equal to 0.48. So 0.48 into 520 turns out to be equal to 249.6 mm. And this XU is less than XUB. Therefore, section is under reinforced, which matches with our assumption of section being under reinforced. So we are happy. Now, let us work out if XU is 240.23, then what is the value of strain in compression steel? So I will draw a small figure here. The value of strain at compression, extreme compression fiber is going to be 0.0035 at failure because the section is under reinforced. at neutral axis, which is located at distance 240.3 mm, the value of strain is going to drop down to 0. We are interested in finding out the strain at the location of compression steel, which is located at 40 mm from extreme compression fiber. So we are just going to apply similarity of triangles for these two strain triangles. So what do we get? The strain in compression steel divided by 240.3 minus 40 is going to be equal to 0.0035 divided by 240. Therefore, epsilon SC turns out to be 0.0029. Now, what is the value of stress for epsilon SC equal to 0.0029? So we will refer to this stress strain digitalized version. So 0.0028 has the stress value of 0.85 Fy and 0.0038 has the value of 0.87 Fy. So therefore, for stress strain equal to 0.0029, the stress is going to be somewhere close to 0.85 Fy. So I would write FSC therefore is equal to 0.85 Fy. What is the FSC that we assumed? We assumed the FSC to be equal to 0.87 Fy. Therefore, there is slight discrepancy. We will proceed with one more iteration and therefore we will begin with the second iteration. And in this second iteration, we will assume FSC to be equal to 0.85 Fy. So let us begin with the second iteration where I assume FSC to be equal to 0.85 Fy now. So mostly this equation remains same. Tensile force on left hand side remains same. Except here instead of 0.87, I will have to write 0.85. So if I do that, let us see what is the value of XU that I get. So I get value of XU as 242.63 mm. As can be seen readily that it is less than XUB and therefore the section is still a under reinforced section. Now in this strain diagram there will be a slight change. Instead of 240.3 I will have to take it as 242.63. So in this iteration this value will be replaced by 242.63 for calculation of epsilon SC. If I do that, let me see what is the strain in steel that works out to be 0.00292, which is not much different than 0.0029. Therefore, FSC for this strain is going to be equal to 0.85 Fy, which is equal to the assumed value of FSC. Therefore, we say that the iteration has converged and therefore the correct value of FSC is 0.85 Fy. Now, once we are done with this, now let us try to work out what is the moment of resistance of this section. So next step is to work out moment of resistance. For working out moment of resistance, let us note down two values. XU is equal to 242 0.63 mm and FSC is equal to 0.85 times Fy. This is corresponding to the iteration that converged. Now, let us write down moment of resistance of this cross section. MUR will be equal to CU1 into its lever arm. Lever arm of CU1 is D minus 0.42 XU. This has already been derived, plus Cu2 into lever arm of Cu2. So what is the lever arm of Cu2 and Tu2? So Cu2 acts at the level of compression steel, whereas Tu2 acts at the center of the spacer bar. So the lever arm is going to be D, that is 520, minus effective cover of compression steel. So that is going to be 40. So lever arm for Cu2 is going to be D minus 40. Now let us substitute the values. So therefore, MUR is equal to Cu1 is 0.36 FCK B XU, which is 242.63, multiplied by D, that is 520, minus 0.42 into 242.63 plus Cu2, which is FSC, that is 0.85 Fy, minus 0.446 FCK, which is stress in concrete at the level of compression steel. This multiplied by D minus 40. So D is 520 minus 40. Yes, and we have to multiply this stress in compression steel by area of compression steel, which is 480 mm. Square. So 0.85 into 415 minus 0.446 into 20, this bracket multiplied by 480 multiplied by 520 minus 40 is the moment of resistance due to Cu2. So what is the moment of resistance of this cross section? It works out to be 247.2 into 10 power 6 Newton mm, which is equal to 247.2 kilonewton meter. Now, if you remember, we had designed this section to carry ultimate moment of 200 kilonewton meter, and the moment of resistance has turned out to be 247.2 kilonewton meter. This additional 47.2 kilonewton meter is because of rounding off the steel that we have done. So for providing the steel, we have provided more steel than required on tension side. And to cater for that, we had to add the additional compression steel as well. That has resulted into the additional capacity of 47.2 kilonewton meter. So I hope at the end of this short video, you have understood the process of analysis of doubly reinforced section. So in the next short video, we will summarize all the things that we have done about doubly reinforced section, and we will also meticulously define when do we treat a RC section as doubly reinforced section. So with this, we will stop for today. Thank you.